All right, guys. Admin, you can start recording. Okay, it's been recorded. All right, that's nice. Okay, so we're just going to start up. Do a brief revision of what I did yesterday. Before I carry on, can everyone tell me if they understand the process of changing the theme? Because the top banner in ServiceNow where you have your the banner in your ServiceNow when you open your instance. Um, that banner you can't easily change it compared to all other part of it in your ServiceNow. And if you go through your basic configuration, you can easily change the name, you can change the logo, right? But you see that banner, it comes with some certain effect, like you need your JSON, you need your CSS and HTML in terms of trying to adjust that part. And before time, they've been using code, they've been writing script to adjust those parts. But because ServiceNow felt that they're trying to take away the code part of it to make it easy for people to work on, so we had to use a team builder, and we're able to do that yesterday. So does anyone have issues with trying to set that up first of all before I go forward? All right, so I might just give a brief revision on what I did yesterday because I was a bit tired. Yeah, so I'll just do a quick rundown of what I did yesterday and what we're going to be doing. First of all, there are a few things from what I've taught you guys. I'm going to share my screen, and we'll just run through these questions. Let's just test what we've known or what we've learned so far. Let's see if we've actually achieved one or two during the learning process. So I'm going to share my screen now. So everybody, please unmute yourself. Just unmute, please, because this part it's going to be interactive part. Yeah, it's not just for me. Um. Okay. Yeah. Share my screen anyway. All right. So yeah, these are some questions. We're going to go through some questions while we are. Like I said, we're supposed to have some questions from the first class. So basically, what I have taught right now, I'm just going to double check with you guys, so that we'll be on the same page. Just a minute.
What do you have?
Mhm. Just a minute, please. Okay. All right. Can you? So have we? At least I spoke about architect, instance, plugin, configuration, and customization. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah. So I talked about UI system, list amount form, we work on templates. Is that correct?
Yeah. You mentioned
That
UI
was
system.
yesterday. I didn't go through it completely. Now I talk of ROBA, role-based access control. I talk of user, group, and role. Role-based access control. Yeah, so I've not talked about this one, but I've done user, I've done group, and I've done role. Am I correct?
Yeah. Of course, you've done those ones. Yeah.
All right. So if I've done those ones, it means we can actually go through this past question together. Now, the first question is, what do you activate when you want to add application or functionality within your developer instance? What do you activate?
Yeah, plugin. I don't know. Yeah.
Plugin. Okay, do you agree with that?
Mm, yeah, plugin.
Plugin. All right, that's good. That's good. So we'll go to the next one. Now, what can admin check? Okay, where can admin check which release is running on a ServiceNow instance? Just try. I'll give you the answer, but just try. If you don't have any idea, just say no, so I can move.
Um. Yeah. 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 For me, I don't have.
All
But
right,
if
where
it's
do you have any idea?
yeah,
Just try. Just pick anyone. Let's see.
can we use a logic to answer this? What I mean by logic is like the way you taught us on how to check the models that we are
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
using that system something. So
System upgrade table. No. So the answer is
start model.
start module. The answer is start module. So if you go to your service now, if you log in, you go to your go to your all, which is your application,
Hmm.
and if you put once you just click on, you just type stats. So on your stats, okay, yeah, I made that mistake. So it should be stats.
It just starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So stats. Once you go on stats, in
Hmm.
your start module, so on your start module there, you will see. So when we go back to service now, would actually show you that where you can see all your
Okay.
module you're in. Yeah. All right. So that's that for the answer.
Hmm.
The next one say
I want to ask, eh, are we not going to see it on history sometimes?
on history. No,
History.
no. So
Okay.
that's what I said. When we go back to our class, when I start teaching, I will just show you where you can see. But it's called on your stats. When you just type stats under it, you see. You just click on that stats. It will give you tell you which instance you like which upgrade you're using, specific one you're using right now. Be it Zurich, be it Australia or anything. It's going to tell you that. So without wasting much time, let's go on to the next one. On which on what part of ServiceNow instance would you
Yeah, I don't know
okay
what that thing is. Will you
and the
add the
option
option?
okay would you find okay yeah would you find supposed to be fine sorry
Okay. The option
yeah
to impersonate user.
would you find the option to impersonate user?
I don't know. Is I don't know what to call that. That thing is not profile. Is on the where you find the person there.
That's
User
called
Okay,
menu.
your
login,
User menu.
that's your user menu. That will be
That's
your user
that's the
menu.
word.
So
Yeah.
user menu.
yeah, that will
Okay.
be your user menu. Take notes because during the upgrade of ServiceNow, right? Like me, I've been using the ServiceNow for like the previous ServiceNow, and they've been updating it. So most times that's why
Mm.
when I'm teaching, it's not like I've not seen those things. Though I can easily go and do what I want to do, right? In terms of what I want to achieve. Or most times because of the upgrade, you just have to check. So most times you go back to it. So they named it as user menu, right? That was the previous name, but now everything it used to be on the banner, right? It used to be on that banner. So it's your user menu, just in case. It's not on your content frame. Your content frame is below. That's where you have all the things displaying what you're doing and everything. Your application navigator is on that point where you have your all favorite
Mm.
history, workspace, and admin, right?
Mm.
And your modules are under your applications. So the answer is your user menu. All right, so this one is for you guys.
What? Wait, wait,
On
User
what part of
application menu.
ServiceNow instance would you find the option to access application like incident management?
Application navigator.
All right, do you agree?
yes.
All right, that's good. Got that. Um, an IT user calls a service desk because they need to work on tax record. All they can see is self-service on their own page when they log in to the ServiceNow instance.
Mm-hmm.
What issue what issue could explain this? Now, just a brief explanation on this one. I told you if you go on your instance and you impersonate someone that does not have any role, right? That does not have an ITEL role, basically.
Mm.
Now, the person is not, he will not have much applications for them to use, right? Because they are limited by the role. So if we're going by that, that's just an int. You just go through the answer and just tell me pick two. All right, so what would the answer be? Their user account does not
A,
have an item row A. B, the user
A and
account,
E.
is that
A and E.
A and E? Yeah, you're correct. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And so these are exam questions. What I'm giving you, they are just exam questions. So just try to make you see that when you go through this class and go through that normal service now module, obviously you'll be ready for your exams in no time. Just take note of things that we're doing. Now, you have heard about a new application released by ServiceNow. You want to try it out to see if it might be useful for your company's ServiceNow implementation. What would be the best way to get hands-on experience with the new application? So he said, search wiki for sales demo request form, check the latest release notes or at a doc servicenow.com, activate the application plugin in on your personal dev instance, activate the application plugin in on your company production instance.
I can say C.
Okay, what
D.
about you?
D. Activate the application plugin on your company production instance. Because
Okay, so all
you are
right.
dealing with open service.
Mind you, when you go to company, like I said yesterday, if you can remember, or the last previous class, I said on your instance it is free. But if you have if you are using the company instance, you have to pay for it.
Hmm.
Yes.
So take note, okay? The answer is D. Sorry, C. You need to go and use your own instance because it's free for you because you're doing a practice. But if you want to use a company, then you have to pay for it.
Okay.
All right. So the next one, what is the most common role that has access to almost all platform feature functions and data?
On all features, functions, and data.
Yeah.
Um, I think this one is tricky. Um, I can answer
Uh,
A.
is it bar something? What do you used to call it? Is it title bar or so?
The answer was meant to be B, but because the security feature is a bit restrictive even to those admins that
Yeah.
are. So I think I will go for A. I don't know.
Future, no, system admin, admin,
Okay, what about you?
system admin, base
But
admin.
system administrator isn't know what we are doing.
Yes. The system administrator.
I will go for base admin. Let me
No,
check.
being a system administrator does not mean that the role is a system administrator. So I think they've already given the real role inside.
Yeah. So,
I've chosen my option. I've
all
chosen
right.
my A.
It's a little bit tricky.
Okay, what about you?
I say I'm going for base admin.
You said?
I'm going for base admin. What did I have here? T.
Okay. So the answer is system admin. Just that admin you're seeing.
Ah,
Is that system with hold on the D? That one that just showed admin,
D.
system administrator.
Admin.
It's
System
fine, but
admin. Okay.
if you impersonate someone that have got security feature, you will not see those security things in that impersonated person.
So first of all, right, let's go through this way. Now, which most he said, what is the most common role
Mhm.
that has access to almost all platform features? Now, who has the best? Who has the greatest access in service now?
The administrator.
Administrator.
Yeah. Administrator, yeah.
Yeah, a service administrator have the highest access. Is the one that can grant access to anybody. So if you
Mm-hmm.
create an instance and you give that, you give
Access.
the every you make someone an administrator, it means that person can access everything and anything in that instance. Is
Mm.
the one in charge of the instance. So when you go to elevated role, you are talking about security features. That one, like you want to, maybe there is a restriction in some certain roles, but with
Mm.
elevated role, you can access those features still as an administrator.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense now. I think I was trying to overcomplicate the whole thing.
All right, so that one is sorted. All right, now the next one is a role is defined as what? Let me just correct that, please. Define. So A, collection of permission. B, set of user access policy. C, a personnel in a work order. Mm, workflow, sorry. Workflow, sorry. Um, D, a set of access under it's a set of access control rules.
I think the answer should be A because C is a user.
Colle-
Okay, what do
Collection
you
of
think?
permission. Yeah, collection of permission, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. I said that, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, I said that 2 days. The last class, second class. This one is a bit tricky. So just if you're good with your instance, you will have more understanding from the user menu. Remember, we talked about user menu at the beginning of this class. Which action can a user select?
User menu, just can use select.
Yeah. So A, um, send notification, log out service now, elevate role, impersonate user, order from service catalog, approve record.
Um, from a user menu.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I want
So
to hear
Maybe
your answer first. Hold on,
D,
Jackson. Let me hear from Okay. Okay,
D,
you've been using
D,
your
D,
second instance. Let's
D,
see what
D,
you go with it. Yeah.
D.
Okay, that's one answer.
Yeah,
Say
then
okay, choose three. Say choose
three.
three.
Okay, okay, I chose one B. What's your Jackson? What's the next one?
um, log out. You see log out normally.
Okay.
B.
Is it part of
Yeah,
it?
but you can log out
Yes, I need you.
from a
Give me the next one. Okay, Okwe was right. Jackson, give me the next one. Another one. You have to choose three.
Okay. Um, just give me a second. I think. Let me think. I'm just like using my head to reflect. Other
Okay.
from now. Send notifications. I think I saw something about notifications. You can't
Is that your
elevate
final
it.
answer?
Other
fifty-fifty.
yeah,
Most of
yeah,
it. Yeah, is that
yeah.
your
I think
final
I saw
answer?
something about notifications.
Yeah, that's wrong. Okay, try again.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Order from the service catalog.
Your final answer, Okwe,
Yes.
I think approved records should be.
is wrong.
I think no, I
They
don't
are
know.
they are wrong. Okay, now let's make it easy, right? When we get to the class, we're going to see that again. When you go to your user menu, things you can see are profile, preference, keyboard shortcuts, impersonate user, elevate
Mm,
role, and logout. The three things you can click.
you see it now.
You can impersonate user, you can
Yes.
elevate
Log out.
role, you
Profile.
can log out.
Preference. Oh, that's true.
Impersonate user.
Impersonate user, elevate row, and log out.
Yeah, you can log out.
Elevate rule.
Your
Keyboard,
profile is already your
keyboard short.
profile.
Yeah.
When you click
Yeah,
on
keyboard
settings,
shortcut.
you click on
Yeah.
keyboard shortcuts, you see those things. But
I
these are
think this
things.
this is just making us a little bit more careful in what we
Yeah.
say.
So what they are trying to say is an
Profile
action.
preferences,
When you say
keyboard.
action in service now, right? Take note. When we are talking about action in service now, is something that leads to something else. That like when you say you click on a tab and it produce something. So when you click on impersonate user, immediately it prompts the people that the list of people that you want to impersonate from. Now, when you
Mm.
click on elevate role, it prompts you to choose. Would you want to increase? You want to get your security, the security elevation? Yeah. Now, when you click log out, immediately it takes you out. So when you click on it, something happen immediately. It leads to something, an action. But when you click on your profile, what happened? It's just your face. When you click on your setting, you can see different kind of setting. There's no action there. You get?
Yeah.
Does that does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So we'll go to the next one. Which term refer to application menus and modules which you may want to access quickly and often?
Yeah, favorite now. That's cool.
Easy. Now, which tools is used to have conversation with logged in users in real time?
Which tools used to conversation with booking users in return? Okay, we've not done this, but
No, I did make mention of it, but I did not expatiate more of it. You know that chat sign you see on your banner?
mm,
Touch. Yes.
Yeah, that chat sign you see on your banner, you can connect chat
Yes.
there. That's what you use.
It
There's no
can be used.
messenger,
so
no.
that's A, right?
Yeah, the answer is A. So there's a chat there.
Okay.
So we'll go back, you can just double check again.
Is it
Yeah,
Um,
where we have? Is it
yeah,
where
it's
we
there.
have global? Where we have service operation workspace?
Mm,
yeah, so you have so if you go to that your banner on the right side of it, you
mm.
have this
After
globe
global.
after global, yeah.
Global service user. Okay, we can
Yeah,
chat here. Slide bar
that's it.
discussion.
It's just that one, yeah.
So
That's
so
it.
how do you get that? You just like search for the person.
Yes, you search
Uh,
for the person and
Okay.
automatically you can start a new discussion. You
mm.
just search for your user, yeah.
But, would the
Slide
person get
bar
like in a
discussion.
real production? Would the person get a notification that
You will. You will get a
okay?
notification as long as you configure. So almost of all these things you need to configure them, right? But that one is direct. You just once you click on the person, as long as it's in your instance, you get a notification, right?
But this one is not like normal. If a company is using service now, this is not that chat that we see. This is just like the one that is a default to the service now, right?
Yes, it's default to service now, but you can create your own. So in service now,
Yeah.
you can do a lot of things in service now. You have a chatbot, you have
Mm,
an AI agent. If you paid
yeah.
it, your company paid for it, you have an AI agent indicated there that you can
Yeah.
ask question and all that. So that's that for that. So we'll go on to the next one. Which group of permission is used to control application and module access?
Application and module access.
Access control wish.
What is role? What's the definition of roles?
Rule is a collection of permissions.
So why are we going to
Um,
access controls? So you can use a role to control permission, right? Because a group of permission is called what?
Rules.
rule.
Roles. Exactly.
So which group
Okay.
of permissions is used to control? So are you saying that the answer is just rules?
Yeah, it's
Rules.
roles.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
the definition of a role is what?
yeah, it's just yeah, of course now it's a group of permissions or collection of permissions.
Yeah.
But well, no problems. I'm thinking
So the only one now let me just briefly explain what access control rules mean. Yeah. When you're talking about access control rules, it's just like saying someone has the ability to read, write, delete, and update.
yeah,
Do you get? So
yeah.
if you have a role, and in that role you don't have ability to read. So because most of the role comes with just read and write. Most times you can't
Okay.
update them. Most times you can't
Yeah.
delete anything there. That's why you need your security. You need to elevate your role sometimes based on where if it's by if out of the box role says you can only read and write, and you want to alter it, you have to elevate your role to alter it. Does it make sense?
Yeah, if you elevate your role, if you click that elevate role now from this
Yeah,
admin,
yeah.
what 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 option will it bring for us?
when you elevate your role, right, you can use that under access control. We're going to get to access control rules, eh? We've not done anything on that, but we're
Okay.
going to get to access control.
I've seen
But
it now.
under access
Separation.
control rule, you have ability to read, write, delete, and update. Right? Those are the four things you need to take notes, right? Now, when you elevate your role, maybe for instance, as an ITEL, maybe I gave you an ITEL role, I gave you some other role, right? Which just include read and write, and you want
Mhm.
to, maybe you want to add delete. So if you take notes, right, in your production, you, at least you're in a service now environment where they use service now basically. When you are working on something, you might not have the ability to delete anything that you're working on. You might only have
Mhm.
ability to create, or sometimes they won't even give you ability to create. What you might be given is ability to read and write. Yeah, not even to write, just to read.
Yeah.
There are some articles in your service now instance. If you go to your articles box, when you read most articles, you cannot alter those articles, but you have ability to read them, right? Now,
Mm.
I can have ability because I have I elevated my role, and if I give you that, or if I give you that same admin role, and you're able to elevate it, you cannot, because of you have that security, you've override that particular limitation that you have. Now you cannot go further to what, to delete or to update. But with just that initial rule you have, you can't do anything to that article. Does it add up?
Yeah, yeah, I think it makes sense. Yeah, there's no,
Okay,
it's not a big deal. Yeah.
okay.
But
No, I
yeah,
just
I
want.
think I understand what they are, just the pattern of their questions too. They
Oh,
can
okay.
tweak something up and down, but it's still straightforward.
So it's alteration. How do you make list alteration available to everybody? Does this thing keep coming out in a different way? I'll get the real question for that place. But it's basically, how do yesterday we did something yesterday under your list view, if you can remember.
Yeah, under your list view, because
Yeah,
you
under
use
your
it.
list view, what do you do if you want to have a form where everyone can see? Like you just want to make it general to everyone.
If you want to make a form, no, I don't understand. Do you want to
Okay.
make the view?
The
Is it like
view,
you want
the
to?
view, the view, just the
Yeah,
view.
you will click on that right dot and go to configure, right?
Okay.
And then create a new.
Yep.
You change from default it is and create a new.
Yep.
So you add or remove all the fields that are necessary, the one that
Okay.
you want and the one that you don't want, and then
Yep.
save. When you create a new, it will actually create a new from then you put the name of the thing and
Okay.
then save. Once you save, um, I think that's it. So that's what I want. Questions I wanted to ask as from yesterday after watching it. Will you? How would you search for that view now? Is it this question that is asking us? I
So
don't.
this view is just, how did you do that? How do you make it visible, available to everyone?
We
So
didn't do
first of
anything.
all,
We didn't do anything about group
okay,
on
yeah,
it.
it's
So
not. Yeah,
we just assign the name, save
yeah,
visibility, and save. Yeah. See.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
we're going to check
That's
it. Yeah, that's the answer.
I
All right.
found
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I think we applying your knowledge a bit in theoretical, so that we can
You
be
just
answering the
miss it.
questions better.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just miss it. So when you check the step in what you're trying to do, it's just what they will ask you.
Mm,
We just ask you to know if you really did the practice. That's why I said
mm,
the know-how comes in, not just you've done it, just you're
mm.
doing it. Do you really understand what you're
Mm.
doing? Do you know what you're
All right.
doing?
Yeah, that's cool.
So when you know what you're doing, it saves the day. All right, so on to the next one. So how is group defined in service now? What's the answer? Hello? Okay.
Yeah. A and B is the same thing.
You said
I said option A and B are the same thing.
A and B cannot be the same now. You have to choose one.
No, no, I'm saying this. It has the
There's
question
one.
has answered
One is a group type. Another one is table. So which one will be the answer?
in table.
Would you say group type or would you say table?
Sorry, I wasn't here, but I'm back now.
Okay.
Sorry,
What?
which
A group
question are we
table.
then? How do you make a list? No. How is group
No.
defined in
How do you
ServiceNow?
define how? Okay. How is a group defined in service now?
Reception.
A group is a record store. A group is shame. A
So
group
is
is
this system underscore user underscore group? Is that the table name? That's just the question. They're not asking you to how like where would you find that? So you have your service now instance, for instance. Where would you find that part that you know that this is like I told you yesterday? I said you don't have to know the names of things sometimes. If you check them, once you click on it, you learn how to get to the shortcuts. Like for instance, you can say sys underscore user dot list dot do, right? It takes you automatically towards the list view of your user. So that is a similar question. The answer is B.
I think the answer could be B.
No,
B
I
B
don't think the answer is B because it
B
just
B
say
B.
if you get to your
Mm.
group, if you want to create a group, if you check your instance,
Okay.
once you click on group and you go to your security, under the security, what's it called? System security again, you see group, click on group. What you see on your URL, just after on your URL, yeah, on your URL, you see something that is called after targets, system underscore whatever you're using there. So if you copy that and paste it on your all application, it takes you directly to the list or directly to that particular um, instance, like not instant, that particular template, right? Which we're still going to see. So the answer is B.
Okay, but let me ask you. I understand that very well. Now, why did they put type here? Does type mean anything at all that might we might want to learn so that because they put it as something that might confuse someone here?
Yes, so
Does it
this
have any?
because that's the point now. So when you if you keep creating a group, right? If you worked on group before, um, they expect you to. So if someone giving you giving you you're writing a test, right? There must be some little added things to confuse you. There's no
Mm.
type in your group, right?
Yeah,
It's just to
but if
confuse.
they are typing something else, not the group.
Not this group. They can be type anywhere else, but not group.
Okay, not group. All right, fair
User
enough.
role, user group and role. There's nothing else to do with type there. It's strictly just their name. So we just have two more, and then we're off. We go back to our class. What is dash R best practice regarding user group and role? Two answers.
C.
Two answers. What are your
Yeah,
two answers?
C and D.
C and D. Okay. What are your two answers? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I'm
What are
trying
your
to read
answers,
it now.
please?
D, number one. B. Yeah. Do you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Just give me a second. Just give me a second, please.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, wait a minute. I think it's asking best practice. It's not like best practice is like standard.
best practice.
Yeah. Not that you cannot
The
do
best.
any other thing, but it's best practice, like just like a standardized way of like doing
So that means we should never assign a role to the group then, which is fake,
something.
right?
Yeah, I think it will be that's you now you're called now. Yeah. So all these little things matters in the questions. I didn't even know.
Mm, means because that means someone needs to go back to,
No, I don't.
yeah, that means someone
Yeah,
needs
you
to
need
go
to
back
need to go back.
to,
Yeah.
to drawing board and
Yeah, I
notice all
think the
those
best thing.
utility, all these
Yeah,
little things, you know,
yeah,
that
it
we
matters.
don't even, it actually matters.
I think if you have interest to like progress, like to grow more on it. Like for me, I was like telling him
But why
earlier,
did you not? Is the
I
call
take
now?
much interest on it. We are seeing you guys well, and this is recorded.
So this thing now will not have to be.
So yeah, if you have much interest in this and then you want to go forward, it makes a lot of sense, yeah, to even follow. Like I have my system by the side.
Of course,
When
definitely.
yeah, just straight ahead. The courses take some time because and they are very fast in the course. So is but I like
That's
his training.
I told him yesterday about the fasting part of it. That even the yesterday course is something else compared to uh, the first lecture we have. I told him about it yesterday.
Mm. The one that is very fast is the module, not from his own, from me, from my own perception, my own observation. Is from
Definitely.
the one from the university learning
All
environment.
right, guys. Back.
Okay.
Just little glitch. Try to sort out. Okay, so we'll carry on. Mr. Stanley, we are doing. We just had some real normal questions that are based on what we've learned. So just went through them, a bit of it. We're just on the last part. Just two more to go. Um, I know you've done this also. You've been part of it before, so I need you to try and see if you can answer this part, Mr. Stanley. I said, what are the best practice regarding user group and role? Two choice. What are your answers, please, Mr. Stanley? A, you should never assign role to group. B, you should assign role to user. C, you should add user to group. D, you should assign role to user.
To go.
Okay, C, you should add users to group, and D, you should assign roles to group.
All right, that's the right answer. So we're all in sync. So we have the last one. Um, what would you do on a list if you want to show the record in group based on the column category?
Based on column category, we did a list layout,
Okay.
so we've not done the other ones. So based on the column category, okay, let's still use that kind of idea to answer it.
Try. Let's just crack our brain. That's part of the thing. Like we all you need to there are some points. See if you can pick out the ones that are not supposed to be there. I'll see what you can do about that.
B
You said?
B is there.
Okay. So what's the answer, Stanley? Okay, what's the answer? All right. So,
On the list
That's
contest menu, I think I
that's
will
actually
answer the group. I'll answer A.
all right. A. What
That's
else
my
again?
choice.
A and what?
and
Uh,
D.
B. No.
D
Let
D
me just
D
make it
D
easy. It's A.
D.
No, A and E.
E. E. Yeah.
A
A
and E.
category column title.
Yeah. So on your
Yeah.
catalog column title, you can click on contents menu. Now on the list contents menu, select group by. You see the categories, right? And also which you
Mm.
are still going to see. So that's why I added it because I didn't talk about it yesterday. So we'll just go back to our instance and we'll just start sorting it again.
Yeah. I think we'll be more careful now in everything we are doing, just to understand the theoretical aspect while we are doing the practice.
Yeah, yeah,
That
that's it.
that I think that's it. For us to smart it down.
Yeah.
Theoretical aspect is very, very germane now.
So you see what the questions are like. So just stop sharing. All right. Mm, Share. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So just want to give us a direction of how we're going to go in this class, which I didn't was supposed to share on the first day. So this is what we're supposed to do week two. This is what we're supposed to do in week two. This is what we'll do in week three. We'll talk about user, but I moved the list and form and templates. I did this one first. I did week three first. User, group, and role. So we're just going to complete this one, list, form, and template. And after that, which is week three, but if we go faster, like we're almost done with week three now. So we've done week one on the first class. We did week one, two, and this is the fourth class now. So we're still on point. All right. So on the fourth week four, we should be working on tables and database. Week five, we should be working on task management. Week six, notification. Week seven, service catalog. It's part of service catalog is part of developer and also in between your admin, because you can make a request. There's a request. You can create a request template in your service catalog. You can create a new one, so depend on your user story and all that. And also you can actually work on knowledge management, where you have your knowledge article and all that, and work on your security and ACL. So after that, you have your team builder, but I've done a bit of that team builder while I was trying to create, when you're trying to work on your banner. So we did the team builder there. So we've actually worked on this one. That was what we did yesterday. But we can just do a brief revision and carry on. And after that, we go to final revision. Then you have your final project. That was going to help to at least give you an insight. So while we're working, for every stage we are, there was always an hands-on experience where you're going to have, so that you can work on, you can actually see what we're doing. You have total understanding. All right, so I'm going to share this. This is going to be your assignment for the weekend. So I'm going to drop that on the chat. I'm going to drop that on the chat. So this is an example of what we have when you're working as an administrator. Typical administrator job that you're going to be doing. Uh, 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 uh. All right, so I've dropped that, and also on our chat here. I'm still going to drop it. So this is going to be your assignment for this weekend. Next weekend, you have another one. So giving you how many assignment now? Is going to be the third assignment of giving you guys. So that's actually the roadmap. What we're going to go through, things we're going to go through in our study. So I'm going to go back again and let's start what we're going to do today. All right. You guys are going to do more reading in your instance where you have in your university. So you're going to read more there. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to explain, just go straight to the instance so that we don't spend much time on things. The explanation goes on while we're working on it. So the first thing is this. This is your user what? Menu. This is your user menu, right? So these are the things you can click. So when we say action, once you click on it, something happens. Once you click on this one, it just give you just your profile. An action is not done here, right? But once you click on impersonate, you can see it just pops up and say, who do you want to impersonate? And so once you click impersonate user, automatically it changes to that user. So an action is being carried out here. So that's why they say things you can click one, two. There are things that an action would happen that leads to an action. Now, for how do we know which instance we are on? Um, you can just easily come here and type stats. So when you type stats, so once you click on stats, you can see the build name. It's Zurich. So when you try to log into your developer instance, they ask you which release do you want to use. So how do you see that? How are you going to find that in service now? You just come down here, you check Zurich, and it gets you. Now, when you're talking about changing your teams, know that it has to do with polarize. It has to do with polarize. Just take note of that word, polarize. When you're talking about teams, changing your banner, just said I should add that one. So if you make it true, it means you're using the default. You can alter it, you can change it to what we have here right now. So that's for that. We're just going to go back to your incident because that's what I'm going to explain. All right, guys. When you come to your incident, we're still on the list view. I'm just going to do a rough run down through your list view, then we'll go to the form. Now, when you click on these three dots, your column option, right, you get your menu. Context, yeah, you have this context menu, right? So when you go to your configure, I click on list layout. On this list layout, that's where the question that was asked initially that says how to make a list view available to everyone. How to make a list view available to everyone. See a list view, or let me just find the exact question. Just a minute, please. Where I got the question from, it didn't come out where. No. All right, so no, okay, yes. It said, how would you do on a list? No, that's not the one. That's not the one. Hmm. Oh, I'll find the other question maybe later and I'll send it. But basically, how do you make it visible? So the only thing you have to do is you come here, you assign a name to it. Yeah, yeah, you can create a name. Come down, you create a name. Once you create a name, mm, so these are all options you have available. So you make them visible. So you can pick any of them, approval or something, send it. This is selected and you save. Now, how are you going to see it? You just come down to this list menu and you click on view. And you click on view, you see all different kind of views, either the ones that ServiceNow created or either the ones you create. And you can click on it. For me, I clicked what's it called? Alias solution, and automatically that's the view you have. Now, still on this your list control, right? You can go to filter and you can, like if you walk in immediately, you can adjust anything. Things that this is basically just your visibility. So I'm an admin and I work. My work is basically I'm concerned about when the state is new. All the people filling the form, the new people filling the form, those are the people I'm concerned about. This is basically an instance where people make complaint, right? So I want to work on the new complaints that are just coming in. I can come here and say, first of all, everything that is active. I can click active. So it's just for a way of you to filter exactly what you want. Now, this one shows you group by. You can group by, it's just still filtering, still a filtering process, but it's the filter by the group. So when they say group by, that was another question that was asked. How did you get to your group by? You get your group by, first of all, list control. And also, if you come here, you also know that if you right click, you can get that here. You don't have to come and click this. If you right click on this banner here, you can get this view, filter, and all that. And also, when you click, that's group by states. So the thing is, for you to get perfect in ServiceNow, for you to know more, is just for you to try and do some practice by yourself. Play on the instance. You might not get everything off me. You might not get everything off the ServiceNow University, but if you play with your instance properly, you get understanding and you know more about the ServiceNow. So most times you just have to check. Now, there's one thing I didn't talk about yesterday is tag. Tag. Now, when we say tagging, you're just trying to check for a tag. You're just saying, things that I'm working on. You just want to have a particular place where you can see those things you are working on, right? So if I'm working on different incidents, I'm working on change management, if I'm working on problem management, all the things that are tagged will easily display when I go to my tag. So I can see all the jobs I'm working on under my tag. So we're going to create a tag and we're going to add when we open an incident, we tag it, right? So basically, it's just like saying there are labels or identifiers used by ServiceNow to organize, classify, and quickly locate records. Like I said, things that I'm working on, I can easily locate them. So first of all, I'm going to click on this all. You go to tag. So when you go to tags, you click on new. So what can I name it? I'll just name it Elax Solutions. And view by, I can say maybe a group or a user. So a group can see all what they're doing as long as they tag it. So now I'm just going to say me and I'll click submit. It's just that easy to create a tag. Now, where are you going to use this tag? So I go back to my favorite because I'm going to be working on incidents. So I'll just open incidents. So under incidents, I'm going to make this my favorite because I'm going to be working more with it so that I can easily just go. So I'll go to open. Now, when you go to open, you click on a field. So these are all columns. So you click on a field. Now, when you click on a field, you see this three dots here that says more option. This to personalize your form. Like you can easily just change things in your form. This is the three dots. When you click on these three dots, you can add a tag. So you can just put Elax. It's going to come out. That's this. I click. So I've saved this tag on Elax. I can also go back. Maybe I'm working on this incident. I just want to tag all the incident I'm working on. So these are all the incidents. I'm still going to add this one to it. Open. All right, so I've saved two incidents. I've tagged two incidents, not saved, I've tagged them. Now, and I'm working. I just came back to work and I want to have an idea of all what's happening in my incident. I don't have to go and check for each of the incidents, right? So I just need to go to tags and go to my tag. When I click on my tag, it shows all the incidents that I've been working on. So once I click on this one, you can see I have this incident that I'm working on and this one I'm working on. So it's just a way of telling you you can actually map all your activities at work to a particular tag, right? So that's just what it's meant for. So now we'll go back. Now we've worked on list. We've talked about the menu. We've talked about context menu, and we've actually done. We've seen the list view, and we've created our own view. So assignment 2, I want you to design your own view. I'm just going to drop it at the chat also. Design your own customize your own personal view. Customize your own list view. So that's the second assignment. Yeah, customize your own list view. So let's carry on. Before I go further, do you have any question? Is anybody confused or you have any um anything you don't understand? Anything I've talked about that you don't understand? All right, so let's continue. All right, that's for tag basically. Now we're going to switch to form. What is it? What's form basically? So when you click on new, I'll go back to my incidents. All right. So when you click on new, an action comes up immediately, and that action leads to the creation of a form. Right. So we're just going to click on it. Voila. Here is our form. Now, when you have a form, like every other person, It's just where your person, just where information are required of a person, right? And now, because things are not done on papers, things are done now on a soft document other than hard documents. So you are required to create a form. So take for instance, you're a student, you're a company and you are selling products and you want people to patronize. You need some information of those people. You are not going to send this form that this person is sending to get issues that customers are going through. There might be a different form for that. So form can be configured, form can be customized. Now, configured is there's already out of the box. All you just have to do is just go to service now. When you click on new, a form comes up. If you like that form, all the requirements are there, you can use it immediately. But if you don't want that, you can make an adjustment at all time. It's allowed. You can make an adjustment and adjust anything you want to change. So it's all based on you, what you want to do. Sorry, just give me a minute. Let me just get back to someone, please. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So take us straight down to start working on the next one, which is what form. Like I said, your form is just a place where you get what your personal information. Now, what are the kind of in a form? What do you look out for? What there are different sections in a form which are actually visible to you here. You can actually see them. There are different sections in a form. So under this section, we have this new record. We have related search results, and also we have related record, notes, resolution, information. Now you can remove everything you are seeing here. You can remove it. You can start from the scratch. You can create everything from the scratch. Now, how can you do that? You can do that with the help of a form builder. Now, in a form, you can have a content frame. You can have a form title, right? You can also have a form menu. You can have a form button. These are buttons. So, and I also said yesterday that in a form, you have there are fields. We have a mandatory field. We have read only field. We also have things like your reference field. When you see a lookup, when you check the side of it, you see lookup like this. This is a reference field. And you have a choice field, a drop down. When you just click on it, it's a drop down. Now, we can still have a parent and child here, a parent and child in this kind of field. You can configure it. So take, for instance, if you click software, all your options you're having here will be related to only software. So you have email and operating system. So let's see. If this is a parent and child, you see that. So you can see this is parent and child also inclusive in this. So whatever you tick here, you can have another part of it here. So these are all things that are in form. Now another thing you need to know, we have you can personalize your own form. Now the first thing you have to do is you right click, you go to configure. Now under configure, you see form builder, you see form design, you see form layout, you see related lists. This is how you can add related lists to it. And under that, you have all table, security rule, that's how to do it your ACL. You have a business rule, which we're going to talk about later. That's for the developer. We have your client script, which are also going. These are part of the. These are things for developers. Another thing you should know, questions they easily ask in interview, is um, dictionary override. And when they say dictionary override, is like I told you yesterday. I said when you have a parent and a child, most times the child take the attribute of the parent. So this incident, change, problem, and change, problem, incident, they get their configuration from tax table. Now that tax table is where they get all their configuration from. Now, if I want to alter any of them, if I want to alter it, maybe for instance, I want to change these settings of NHCP, DNS, and all that. I want to add to it. The process of adding to this template now is the dictionary override. Just give me a minute, please. Just a minute. Sorry about that. So now that is what you call dictionary override. That's the simplest way to define it. So when you have a parent and the child gets the attribute and you're trying to alter the attribute of that child, because if I alter the attribute, there's no changes to the tax table, which I got the attribute from, which the incident got the attribute from. So that is what we call dictionary override. Now, things you need to know in ServiceNow is when you right click on any of the field name, the name of the field, you would see the configure label, you see configure dictionary, you see configure style, you can choose security rule, you can choose number. Now, if I click on configure dictionary on this catalog, I want to go on this catalog, I click on config, yeah, configure dictionary. It's asking me, do I want to get off this place? I said yes. Now, the process of adding to this choice, removing or adding, is what we define as dictionary override. Right? Now, right in this place, this has already been created, but it was gotten from where your tax table. That's where they got all the attributes from your tax table. Now we're going to do everything step by step. We're going to create a form from scratch. Right? We're going to create a form from scratch. And we keep adding. You can add related link. You can add any field that you want to add and all that. So that is how we're going to start from scratch to create that. But we're still talking about the list, the form view. Now, apart from that, what are few things you've seen here? You have seen related research results. This is just it's just a different in a form. You can have different session. So in this case, we have two sessions, right? This session 1 and session 2. Under session 2, you have your note, related work. When you say related work, any incident that is aligned with a change or a problem incident, they are all related work. They can all relate. So if this, for instance, this person complain about is making inquiry and his inquiry affects the change management and also the problem management, where those things, change management has been created, problem management is also created for that particular inquiry, you can all link them to this in this related record. Now, if somebody has made one inquiry before and is making another inquiry, or this is as a result of one initial problem, you can add everything to parent incident, right? So that is just a few explanation. And resolution information. Now, after you've worked on this incident, you can put your resolution. Maybe you want to close the ticket, you can submit or you resolve it. So these are the form out of both form that has been created by ServiceNow. So the basic thing we need to know is for a form, you can configure a form, you can customize a form. The form have the you have your content frame, which is this part, your content frame. You have your title menu, incident, new record. You have your form buttons, which is your submit and resolve. Those are buttons because they're action, they are your actions basically. So buttons like your save, your delete, they allow users to perform actions on the form basically. Now, when you say your content frame, that is the main area where record details are displayed, which is this, right? Now, when you say your title menu, display information about the record and include a form button. So you see this whole part because it contains the button. This whole part is what is your form title. Now, your form menu provide additional option to perform specific action or configuration. Now, when you right click, this is your form menu because you can perform extra action. So those are the basic thing in in your form. Now, without wasting much time, we're just going to click on configure. Now, take note, you can also export. You can create as your favorite. You can copy URL. You can copy this URL and send to somebody. Now, when you give that permission to the person, when the person click on the URL, automatically the form will display. And that's the only accessibility it will have. Depend on how you control the access to people, right? And after that, you just go straight to your form. Now, how do you configure? How do you customize a form? You can customize a form from a form builder, form design, or form layout. Those are the three things. Related list is just addition. You're not going to customize anything there. Maybe you want to add something to related list, yeah. But if you want to you want to customize a form, take notes. You have form builder, form design, and form layout. Now, if you click on form builder, just a minute, just a minute. So when you click on form builder, you can see out of the box, it's been designed for you already. So you can decide to drop, you can decide to take this one out, you can bring it down, you can bring it up. You can add a field in the incidents table. You can add a field. So first of all, ServiceNow has given us a rough sketch of what we want to do. So from this rough sketch, you can start adjusting. You can take everything out. You can bring it in. How do you get them? Now, take note. When it comes to creating fields, we have different kind of fields. Now, under fields, we have 71 different kind of fields. Under components, we have annotation and section. Now, section, if you try it, just if you click on section, you can add a section. This is a whole section, right? You can delete it. Now, things are just practical things you can see. So when you go to annotation, you can also add annotation. So depend on what you want to do. Sections you are making it into two different parts completely. That's when you are using section. Now you can see what annotation does. You just create a mini section on its own, not from a whole, just a mini section on its own. So That's that. Now we'll go back to your fields. Under fields, we have mandatory field, we have read-only field, we have choice field, we have reference field, and so on and so forth. Depend on the user story, like I always say. The user story determines how, what, and how you create it. And also, under your form builder, you can apply policies and rules. And also, you can make it global. The scope, you can define which scope. And scope is another way of restricting people from accessing information. There are different layers in restricting people. You can use your ACL, you can use scope, you can use role to restrict people in ServiceNow from getting access to different information. Take note of that. You can preview what you've done. You can save it. So I'm not trying to create this one. I just have to go back. Now, we'll go back again to your form builder and you click on form design so that we can have understanding of each of them. Still loading. All right, so it's just giving us similar things that we've seen in the form builder. But this one is just the easiest one was form design before ServiceNow had to upgrade it and create a form builder. So it's similar thing. You can just drag and drop. You can carry anything you want to carry. So if I don't want this one, where is that? Where is that? Yeah. I want to change it. I can change it from different section to another section. You can move it around. You can configure. You can delete everything. You can start from scratch, but it's still similar to your form builder. They are similar to your form builder, right? So because I'm editing a form that has already been created, so that's why you're seeing all this information. So you can see form design, form builder, similar functionalities. Apart from the difference is in your form builder, there's policies and rules, but in just your form, there's nothing like policy and view. The only thing they have here is the default view. That's you can create your own form. So when you create your own form, this is the name. You can give it any name. You can create a name and give it. You can create a name and give it. So when you want to apply that form, it's going to be your own customized form, not the general form. So that's just the default view being created by ServiceNow. So if you see, there are different kind of fields. So here we can just say types of fields. These are the different kinds of fields we have, similar to what you have in your form. You can check. If you go back to this field, so when you say add a field and you come down here, the type, so you can see exactly what you have here. We have your audio, we have your true or false, we have calendar date, we have choice, we have color, condition builder, so many fields, about 71 fields. Now, you don't just use a field because you want to use it. You have to use it based on what's the user story that you have. So this is 6:25. We're going to go for a 10 minutes break. We'll come back. We're going to go back to, we've seen the first one, then we're going to see the last one, and we're going to start from scratch and design our own form. So we're going to break for now. 10 minutes break, guys. All right, guys. Let's go back to class. Okay, so this is your form. Like I showed you, you come back to this place. You click on either your form builder, your form design. So you've seen the layout of your form design. Let's see what the form layout looks like. We've seen form design. So now, if you notice, they are all giving you suggestion. Try this one, try this one. You can move over to the other one and all that. So for this particular one, form layout, it just tells you what you want to remove manually from your form. You can add, you can remove here. So just like what you have in your list view, you can create your form view also, right? You can do that here. You can create a new one. You can say new. I want all these updates here. You can also, from here, you can add partitions if you want to. This is the first from their previous versions. This is what people were using to design a form. So you can begin, you can split from the top, you can move it, you can split from the end, you can end split, you can add annotation, whatever that means to you or what you're trying to design. So these are basic things. And for this one, what you just have is create the view, the name. You can add a note if you want. You can see what you had on your form, note, related, record, and you have your resolution information. So depend on what you're asked to create, what you're asked to design. You can do that using either your form builder and use your form design, or you can use your form layout. Now, after that, there is still so I'm going to click on this form. Now, under your form, there's what they call templates. Now, when you say form templates, it's a streamlined data entry that ensure consistency. So if you create a form and you want a particular um, field in that form to be constant, you can use a template for that, right? You can use a template to design that. So if I click on this place, you can see incident type call. These are already templates being created. So once you click on it, once you click on that, so you can see this. So see details. Once you see details, you can undo change. Now, for anything you're doing here, you can make a field in the template. For instance, you want to say created by me, created by so person that created the form. You can have that in a template, and that's going to be, and also your template, you can restrict people to use it. You can just restrict users that can have access to that template also. But first of all, what we're going to do now, we're just going to work on the form. Then we're also going to do a practice on the templates. Now, for your form, we'll go back to your form builder. If you want to create a new form, what you have to do is just come here and you click on add. Now it tells you save your change before leaving. You made the following changes. I will say no. Discard changes. Now, what is the name of the form? So we're creating Elax solution. What have I done? Just like that, you've created you just created a template. This is just your own template for the form, right? Now, when you have this one, it's different from the other template, right? Which I use a toggle to check. Now, this is your form interface. You just want to add fields. Now, let's take for instance that this is an institution and we're trying to get students. And now we want those students to fill a form. I'm using the incident, but I can move over to user. So when we're going to do something, we're going to build up an application at the end of the class. We're going to design an application. Inside the application, it's going to be like we are an institute, we're a university or a school. So we have to create a form for students to fill, and it's going to update it to a table. So we're going to use everything we've learned. We're even going to create a knowledge article for that to tell the student how to register. So we're going to do a practical scenario of all we've learned. Now you're going to have to assign role to the workers there, or you assign role to the students. We're going to create roles, and we have a place they can go and get books and say, oh, these are the installed documents already. For you to be for you to have access to it, we'll give you roles, right? You're going to do that. You're going to create a role for that, and also we're going to have a request portal a request portal where students can request for some certain items or maybe book and pencil. So your final project is going to be a bit robust, right? Robust. You do a lot. So everything we've learned is going to be inclusive there. But right now, what we're trying to do, we're just trying to build our own form, design our own form first of all, and that means we have to add different fields. Now, in a form, I want us just unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself. Whoever is available, just unmute. We're going to do this together. So, in a form, what do you need in a form for an institute that's trying to get students to come and apply? What do you need? What do you need in that kind of form? Though we're using incident, we can actually change it, right? But let's just work together on this one. Okay, Jackson.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, so let's do this together. Now, what do you need in a form? If you want an application form that students are gonna fill up, what do we need in that kind of form?
Yeah, if he's a student now, or the name of the university,
So
the
we can change
the
that.
year.
That is section label, right? So under section label, we can put in the name of the word university. Area solution. You see, it changed automatically. Now, what field do we need? What kind of field do we need in that form? You can do drag and drop. You can add a field automatically. Just click add a field instead of going through that other part. So now I need to mention something to you guys. There's difference between custom field, right? A custom field. And when we say custom field is those fields that start with you, they are all custom field. So take for instance, like your tax, when you see, I'm going to show you a field. I'll go back to your form view. Now, when you see this incident, it does not have any U in front of it. So this is your out of the box naming. But when you say customize name, it's when you have U in front of it, labels. So you can see, just say incident. But if you have you in front of it, it's being created by someone. But if it does not have any you in front of it, these are ServiceNow created naming names. ServiceNow created names. Take note of that. So if I say add a field, and my first field, I call the first field classes, and I say it's a string. Now I can choose number, I can choose, so you can see automatically you get the u underscore classes. I click on add. So, but I'm just going to start with the first one, which is name.
Can I ask something, sir? Like,
Yeah, carry on.
can you use this service now to create a website?
So this is a website already,
Yeah, I'm just
right?
like saying,
You can configure
um,
you can configure ServiceNow instance to your taste,
mm,
right?
then what would be the? Oh, I'm a bit stupid to ask this question because, of course, I'm using it just for me to go and check the one we are using.
Okay.
But I think there is a service now, um, because mostly all these are like institutions who like to have like their own institution name, the domain.
Yes, you can change your name here for your URL.
Yeah, I think yeah, the domain can be changed
Yes,
completely
you can
from.
change everything. Yeah,
Yeah, you
you
can
can change the
redirect.
name. Yes,
Redirect.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
change
the
it.
domain can be redirected. Okay, okay, I think that's fine.
All right, so your name is going to be string. So done. Now, what else do we want? What else do we want to add? Um, you can that can
Well,
be
the name
name.
you added here, is it the name of the person, like filling the form?
Yes.
Just before that name, could you just put like the description of the place the person is applying for? Maybe description of the institution, the course, the first of all the department, the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could add what can we use for that?
It's going to be after. It's going to be after the name.
Anyone?
Yes.
No, what I mean, the name is like an input field now, where the person is now imputing his name.
Yes. I think
Like before you form. Okay, continue.
Okay. So why you if you notice, right, we have out of
Mhm.
the box fields that I don't have to work on. I can just say,
Mhm.
okay, you see, I want
Yeah, like description. It will not. Will it be description field itself, or will it be like a description box? You
so
know.
depend on what we are doing, right? Depend on what you're
Mhm.
creating. So if you want to, for instance, we can have session first of all. So
Mm,
session one, session two. Now under your session, you can change the name. So let's say we want to start working on it now. I will delete this one. I'll delete this one. Now,
mm,
what's going to be our session? If I go to your session now, what's the name of, like you said, department or
mhm,
class or just any name you can give it,
mm.
right? You can
or
also
faculty.
faculty, yeah, anything you can
Yeah.
give it, right? So you can add, you can
So where will
subtract.
you write the description itself? Where would that because this place looks like a field, but the
So what
description,
description? What description are we talking about
maybe
exactly?
small notes now about the course, like
Yes,
a
we can
note.
add that. We can add a note. So
Not that the user maybe when he's filling, just like I think it means selecting a field that will ask
all right.
selecting
So if, for
the
instance, now you have a note, you can attach. So hold on. Let's see. So you have something like this now, right? Where are we going to put that note you're talking about? Are we putting note on top of it or putting under it or where exactly?
yeah,
It
it could
should be.
come
It
before
should be
on
under.
top of it.
Okay, the new ones is fine. But notes usually comes in to describe the whole thing.
Okay. So we have this comment, we have work list, we have work notes. Let's just design a form first.
Okay.
Yeah, we should just design a form. All right, so we're going to start with this one now. Now, what we have here is you go to your field, you can click on add, you go to um whatever template you say name, you've added the name, click on add again. True or false? Do you want to add true or false? Let's add true or false. We add again. So these are out of the box, right? And it's under incident, so it's not really giving us things on students. But when we customize our own, we create our own, we have things like that. You can have active or inactive. You keep on add again. You can have dates of approval. If you want it, click on add. You can have end, click on that. Now, if we're done with this one, right, you can make any field read only, mandatory, active. Now you can add a choice. A choice list is just when you have different options. So if, for instance, if I want to add a choice list, come down here, choice. So if I want to add a choice, this is where I'm going to add a choice. So take, for instance, I say students, and I come to this type. So how you change it is the type. On that type, you can choose which loading. Yeah, so on that type, you can click on choice. Now, when you get to choice, there's what they call advanced settings. Now, under advanced settings, you can click on what? Function fields or mandatory or read only. Now, if you go to remove the advanced and you click add, now it's going to ask you, your field is added to the choice list. You say done. Now, under your choice list, you need a drop down, right? So we're going to add the drop down. So this is where we're going to create the drop down for your choice. So you can say maybe good. You can add another one. So there's something I talked about that I did not elaborate more when we did the list, and the list I just remembered. Let me just walk that through so that history incidents. All right, so guys, I told you about the breadcrumbs. And while I was telling you about the breadcrumbs, I also made mention of what we call, so when you click on your filter, you have the field, you have the operator, and you have your value. Now, these three things are very important when you're trying to run a search: field, operator, and value. Now, in that part of it, you still have these places you can put and. So, take for instance, we have active. Sorry, I'm just deviating a bit. I just thought about it. I didn't really explain more about it yesterday. Now, when you have your field, operator, and let's take for instance, you're looking for students. His name is David. Now, there can be many David there. You can streamline what you are trying to get. When you say and, there are two things. All the functions you've made mention, the person should have it. But when you say or, is different from, so if the person had this one or the other one, it's still going to pop up in the list. So that's for your list view. When you go to your filter, when you're trying to search, you have your word field, operator, and your value. So go back to our class. Go back to what we're doing. So you can keep adding choices. The good, bad. Add another choice. Ugly.
True or false?
True. All right. So apply. Drop down. What's the choice table created just now? Uh, let's see. What's the name of that choice table I created before?
Sorry, I think I'll be a bit inactive for now.
I know I'm about ending the class now. We'll just continue next week. Since you have that assignment, just work on the assignment. But
Okay.
this is just because I want to give you guys another assignment on this form where you have to
Oh.
design a form. I'm just showing you. I want you to go and do work. Yeah, but
Yeah,
for the now,
if
let's
you're
just
able
focus.
to if you're able to finish the course and then I can get the recording, just the final part. I don't think it should be much. Then I will be able to see the assignment. But I think anything you want to cover, I will still suggest you cover it so that we can be moving forward.
All right, okay, no problem. So basically, you can have a choice, and under the choice, you can use the good, the bad. So you go to dependent field, you can have a dependent field. But I think I work better with the old one, which is form design. So under form design, we come here. Depend on anyone you're good with. No one is going to ask you to use form builder if you are not too good with form builder. So let me just say Elias solution and I click on OK. All right, so if I don't want this, I can take everything off. Right, take everything off. Now we want to start. So first of all, you can have different fields, right? So it says it's drag and drop. You can see, you can just drag and drop, assign group. Now, if I want to create, I go to type. So type, you can just click on choice. I come to choice. Now on that choice, on that choice, you come to the setting here. Now on that choice, you can see, I just think the form design is easy for me to manipulate. Under form design, I can choose my first choice as good. So first of all, I have to give it a name. So what's the name of the choice? You come to this part, settings. That's where you can do things like that. You give it a name. So we can call it classes. So automatically, you can just put classes there. You can do it manually. If it does not come up, you can do it manually. Automatically, it will. So you can go for this because these are what you're seeing here. It comes with none. You can say no, you don't want none. So you come down here, you drop down. You can just say drop down with none or without none. So if you want to be dependent on anything, that's where you have your parent and child, which you can just add. So these are just the basic things. I'm not too strong with this form builder. I'm good with with this form builder, yeah, but I'm good with the form design, which is the old one I'm used to. I can also create with the form design, but I know I do understand it. There are just some stuff I need to check out. So basically, whichever one you think you understand more, you can use it. So whatever I want to do, we can just keep drag and drop. Just drag and drop. Drag and drop. Whatever we're dragging, we just drag and drop it. You drag and drop it, string. When you get there, you fill it properly. Name of the table. That was what it was on about. You can have the name of the table. So you can do that. That was what I think what was asking for. So when you have that, you can make it one column. You can make it two column. Right? You can do whatever you want. You can just play with whatever you're playing with. So you just drag this one and drag it here and drag this one here. Now you can add so you can add a work note. You can add a work note to it. Now you can also partition it. By clicking on the add, you can partition it. You can have 2 sessions. You can have 3 sessions. You can have 3 sessions, right? So if we want to imitate what we have here, so we can create all what we have here as our new incident form. We can start from scratch. So let's have a pattern. Let's have something we're working with. So it makes it a bit easier. So let's create this full from scratch, this incident form. Now, if you want to create this incident form, the first thing you do is set this number. So we'll go here. I'm going to go to my form builder. Sorry. That's why I know how to use more. So for this first session, I'll take name. Just look for name. Or if I don't find name, I can come here and choose string. So when I move string here, under the string, I can come here and start with name. Now, because you open the string, it's not going to display there. Automatically, you can use the name too and change it to name. Save. So you can put the limit of the number. So name has to be, is it mandatory here? Let's check, see if it's mandatory. So this is how I would know if it's mandatory. I'll go to configure dictionary. Configure dictionary, you would have more information about the name. Now you can see it's a string and it came from the tax table. It comes from the tax table. And when you see asterisk like this in front of a string, it tells you it's mandatory. So because it's already mandatory from the tax table, there was no need for them to click on mandatory here because it inherited this particular character from the parents. So it means when we're creating ours, we're going to make it what? Mandatory. So so when you're done, you just click out. Automatically it pops up. The name shows. Now the next one here, so what we have, what you have your channel. So you go back there and you look for channel. If they've got channel, you just take channel. If they don't, you create your own channel. So they have channel, yeah. You just click and drop. So basically, you can see I'm just clicking and dropping. I'm not really doing anything special. For what you want to do, you can configure it. What you want to do, you can manipulate it. So I think we're going to end this class here. We have assignment already. If you get done with that assignment, then we'll continue from here from next class. All right, guys, we'll call it a day today. Thank you all and see you next week. But ensure to do your assignment, please. Thank you.